On behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil, Center for Management and Research, Chikli, Pune, I welcome you to our online session. Today, in this session, we'll have an overview of sales and distribution management. The learning objectives for today's session are: we'll try to understand the meaning, the evolution of sales and distribution management, nature and importance of sales management, the strategic role of sales management, the objectives and functions of sales management, the career prospects in sales management, and the skills required for sales manager. Dear students, the word sales management comprises of two words. Sales refers to the exchange of goods, commodities against money or service, and we all know sales is the only revenue generating function in an organization, and it is the integral part in the business history. Even prior to the introduction of money, people used to exchange goods in order to fulfill the needs, which was known as a barter system. That is, goods for exchange for a good. But nowadays, the seller of the goods has to transfer the title of ownership of the item to the buyer upon an agreed price, and the person who sells goods or service on behalf of the seller is known as the salesman or saleswoman. And distribution in sales distribution is the process of making a product or service available for consumption, use by the end user or business. Now, we will try to understand the importance of sales management. As we all know, sales management is very crucial for any organization to achieve its target. It's not only important to achieve the target, but to maintain the customer demand for the product and to meet the objectives of the company. If you have to enlist the importance of sales management in an organization, we can say that the first and the prior importance is to facilitate the sale of a product at a price which realizes profit and helps in generating revenue to the company. Second important is to achieve organizational goals and objectives by focusing on the aim of the company, planning a strategy regarding achievement of the goal within a set time frame. Next is sales team monitors the customer preference, government policy, competitor situation, etc. to make the required changes accordingly and manage sales. Thus, we can say that customer preference is managed by the sales department in a company. The salesperson also develops a positive relationship with the customer, which helps to retain the customer for a longer period of time. Nowadays, both the buyer and the seller have the same type of relationship, which is based on exchange of goods, services for money. This relationship, that is the win-win relationship, helps in attaining customer satisfaction. Sales management in an organization differ from other, but overall we can say that sales management is very important for an organization in short term as well as long term. Now we will try to understand the definition of sales management. According to American Marketing Association, sales management is the planning, directing, and control of professional selling, including recruiting, selecting, equipping, assigning, routing, supervising, paying and motivating to the personal sales force. It is also often referred to as management of the personal selling part of a company's marketing function. In layman's language, we can say that sales is the only function in an organization that generates revenue or income for a company, and hence it needs to be managed properly. The financial result of a company depends upon the performance of the sales department. To summarize, the overall importance of sales management in an organization, we can enlist the four major branches of successful sales management. First, the top level policy making, which establishes a framework of policy, that is, the management establishes a policy of the company or institution that is to be achieved depending upon the company's particular situation. Second importance is line and staff operational planning, through which procedures are established in advance against which the quality and quantity of work can be controlled. Third is setting up of the organization structure of responsibilities and normal interrelations, charting the organization, assigning responsibilities, delegating authority, tracing accountability, and clarifying the character of collaboration. And lastly, sales management deals with the administration by which management meets planned objective through guidance and evaluation of activity, including sales training, motivation, coordination, and execution of the plan. Now, we will try to understand the objectives of sales management. Not only sales management deals with managing of the workforce, but it also deals with the sales volume that is to be achieved. Now, what are the sales volume? It is the capacity or the number of units or services sold in a normal operations of a company in a given time. This is the foremost objective of sales management for increase of revenue. Second objective of sales management is contribution to profit. The sales of the organization should contribute to profit of the organization. Profit is often calculated as a return on investment or a ratio of gain in total turnover. Third objective of sales management is continuing growth for the company. There should be a regular expansion of sales and demand for an item in the market with new advanced formulation. Now, to achieve all these objectives, as we have discussed earlier, company often uses sales strategies and tactics and pursued the consumer to buy their products or services. Now we'll try to understand the different functions of sales management. There are many functions in sales management. If we want to enlist them, we can say preparing the sales plan, recruiting the people to execute the sales plan, training the people selected to build competency in achieving the targets set and fulfilling the organization objectives. Next function of sales department is defining the sales territories, specifying the quota to be achieved in each territory, defining the remuneration and reward system for the sales force, providing welfare and healthcare facilities to the sales force. Next is devising a sales force development program, analyzing performance with current performance and making prediction on demand. Companies often try to gauge the performance in each territory based upon the budget. Next function of sales management is coordinating with the marketing department and the consumers. Next is sales planning and sales policies, pricing policy and price fixation, advertising and sales promotion, scientific salesmanship, management and control of sales force, marketing research, planning and control of sales operation, and control of sales cost. Next, selection and management of channels of distribution, branding, packaging, and labeling. These are the important functions of sales management. Now, we will try to understand what are the different success qualities of a successful sales manager. The first and foremost quality of a successful manager is he should have an inherent desire to be a manager. Second important quality is ability to lead and motivate others. Third, good organizing and planning skills. Next, capabilities of control and administration. Full understanding of the implications of finance. Sales manager should be able to understand the different financial terms used in marketing and selling activities. Next important quality is he should be able to recruit, train, motivate and develop those who will form part of his team. The next quality is he should be techno-savvy. He should keep in mind that computers or technology is an integral part of his activity. We have seen above some important qualities of salesperson. To understand these qualities in detail, we now look about the recruitment quality of sales in sales management. Student, try to understand that recruitment is the most important quality a sales manager should have. This is particularly important because quality sales skills are all important in a salesperson. There are only few people or few good persons are having these qualities and all are the mediocre ones. Second important quality is motivation and compensation of sales force. Student, research on sales second important quality is motivation and compensation of sales force. Students, research on sales management have found that an average salesperson rarely works for more than 60% of capacity. Now, the problem of managing this sales force is one of the crucial point in sales management, because there are a number of reasons like lack of contact with the salespeople, complexity of the role, and entrepreneurship often being observed in the sales person. The financial compensation management is also one of the key motivators for employees in all culture. However, successful sales program make use of a wide variety of motivators. The sales manager will want to adapt the incentive structure to best meet the local desires, regulations, and situations. So financial quality is also important quality in a sales manager. The next important quality is leadership. This is one of the most important quality, or probably the most important motivating quality in a sales manager. Some often cited qualities that makes an effective leader are enthusiasm, courage, self-confidence, integrity, interest and sense of humor, charisma, ability to delegate, and communication ability are also often. And communication ability are also often mentioned. Next important quality in sales manager is to control the sales person. This quality is typically measured by numbers and in particular by sales volume. These numbers may be compared with past sales, performance of other sales personnel and sales target. In practice, many judgments are qualitative. The sales manager judges his or her subordinates on the basis of what they seems to be doing and how they are doing it. Now, moving ahead, we will see what are the different types of sales manager. As written over here, there are 4 different types of sales manager. First, the dictator manager. Second, the disappearing manager, the demonstrator manager, and the developer manager. The dictator manager, as often they are called dictators, these managers love to dictate and usually want their opinions to be done all the time. Their listening skills are only limited and they do not regard the opinion of their subordinates. The second type of managers are the disappearing managers. These managers have a lot of things to do and are often out from the office from time to time. This type of manager is always on the move and go. If you are a kind of these managers, then you need to make sure that change yourself. As found out, this type of managers can be very frustrating since they are nowhere around when their representatives need them. The third type of manager are the demonstrator manager. This particular manager loves to work most of the time on their own without the need to work with others. Although this is good, sometimes the manager does not give his or her subordinate a chance to work for themselves. The downside of this manager is that he does not elicit the value of teamwork among the subordinate. In simple word, we may say that the demonstrator manager is the one who does the work on his own and gives less importance to the teamwork. Next type of manager are the developer manager. This manager takes time with his or her subordinates and tries to develop and improve them over time. In all the four types of managers, we can say that the developer manager is the best of all them because he makes his subordinate feel comfortable with him and he performs well with their jobs. This is all in today's session. Now we'll have a brief preview of what we have learned in this session. We have seen the meaning, nature and importance of sales management, strategic role of sales management, objectives and functions of sales management, careers in sales management, and skills required for sales manager.